What's up, people? It's your favorite billionaire, been back at it again. Welcome to Holy Stream, Real Talk Fridays, the pod. Good to see you all on tonight. Subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't. Um, yeah, you know what we do on Fridays, man. If you like this video, do me a huge favor and share this video. Share this video. Share it, share it, share it. Send it to someone that you like and you love. And as I share it as well, you know the vibes, man. It's Friday. We are going to have a real talk conversation, and then we're gonna get this thing going. So you should already know what to do, but just in case if you don't, you'll catch on fast. It won't be an issue. But yeah, go ahead and share this video, man. We can go ahead and get started, and you got about 2 or 3 minutes. Go get some water real quick. We're gonna get this thing rocking. So vibe with me, you know. He's my soul. All right. Yes, sir. So many new people on. Alright, y'all. So welcome to Real Talk Fridays. It's favorite. I'm back in the building once again for another great week. Yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get this thing started, man. thinking about why would God be the God that He is? Why would God be the God that He is? Right? That's a question I've been, really asking myself as of late. Why is God the type of God that He is? In the midst of everything that goes on, in the midst of life, just in the midst of everything, and I really asked that question because I'm like, what would life be like if we took a different approach on how God really came to us, how He really handled us, how He really, talked about us. Just with everything. I'm sorry I'm rambling a little bit because I'm kind of lost for words. Because what would you do if you knew that your life was really important? Like, what would you do? Like, how big would you dream if you thought or knew that you couldn't fail? Like, how big would you dream if you knew that there was no possibility to fail? Like, if your chances of failure was 0, how big would you dream? Would you ever overthink? Like, ever? You probably wouldn't even overthink. Would you even consider the possibility of it's not possible for your life? I don't think a lot of us will. I don't think a lot of us wouldn't even consider the possibility that our life would be where it is or where it cannot be. Like, I don't think a lot of us would, like, through it all. So I just really want you all to really understand that the life that God gave you, the life that God really commissioned you to steward, is very important. I know sometimes we really get to a place where we don't believe that we don't really believe that our lives have as much weight or as much promise that it really has. I think that's the reason why a lot of us pray so hard. We pray so hard because I think a lot of us is trying to convince ourselves that our life is important, and we're trying to convince God that our life is just as important as well, because we feel like, if my life was important, I wouldn't struggle. If my life was important, I wouldn't feel the things that I'm feeling. If my life was important, these people wouldn't have left my life, or this person wouldn't have passed away, or I wouldn't have been through this bad relationship, or this divorce, or this breakup, etc., etc., etc. Like, all these things wouldn't even be the case if we really and truly thought that our lives was important. Like, why would God choose you? Why would He choose you? Why would He handpick you? Out of all of the sperm cells floating around to get into that egg, why was you chosen? For a reason, man. I really think for a reason. I really, really and truly think for a reason. I think a lot of us were chosen for a divine purpose. I really think that God handpicked us individually. Now, I think the battle is trying to figure out, what is your purpose here on earth? What are you called to do? As you all know, when you give your life to Jesus, right? That's it. Like, your whole mission field is to bring people closer to Him. That's your reasonable service. That's what you're supposed to do. But what trips me out is that besides that, if that's all you're supposed to do, would you really feel fulfilled? if you had all the money that you can ever have, say the current life that you have right now. See, a lot of us, really, the money wouldn't do anything but help us, because we will really live a frugal life. Yeah, okay, you'll ball out for a second. A lot of people say, man, when I get this money, I'm going to do this. Yes, you will. You're human. You're going to buy the car you want. You're going to buy all the stuff you want. That cart that you have on Amazon that you can't afford, that $500 to $1,000 worth of stuff in your Amazon cart, that Shein cart, that Temu cart, that Fashion Nova cart, all of them carts you got filled up online. You'll buy all that. You wouldn't even think, let me get that. You hit the lottery, done. Right? You're going to buy all the stuff you want. You're going to buy the shoes you want, the house you want, the car you want, or the cars you want, the jewelry you want. Whatever your, as we say, your guilty pleasure is. It may not be jewelry. It could be cars. It may not be cars. It could be shoes. It may not be shoes. It could be bags. It may not be bags. It could be watches. It may not be none of that. It could just be trips you want to take. You want to travel abroad. You want to go across the world. Or you want to get to your church, or you want to give to a nonprofit organization, or you want to give to a cause, whether it be for a certain illness to be cured or a certain disease, or you want to help homelessness. You want to do a lot of things, but once you do all of that, then what? Right? I think the thing where we struggle the most is we don't think it's possible, because we always get hit with the feeling of, then what? Okay, so once I do all of this, then what do I do? Like, when you don't have an answer for the then what, whatever happened before that doesn't even matter. Null and void. You don't even think you can even get to that point financially. You don't. You really don't. You really don't believe you can. A lot of us don't believe that we can, because we're looking at our current situation now. How is it that I can go from not having anything, or making enough just to get by, or I'm doing okay, to just, I can do whatever I want whenever I want? Guess what? Every rich person, that's their story. Most rich people. Now, some have, generational wealth get handed down to them, but the average person, that's their story. They had nothing, boom. Started off with a little bit, boom. Had a dream, failed, struggle, failed, little success, no success, and then no success, and then boom. It just, that's everyone's story. That is everyone's story. I believe that the reason why a lot of us won't get to that level is because once you buy it all, then what? What is your plan for that? We don't plan for the then what. We don't plan for that. Like, you have to plan for the then what. Like, what is going to be your then what now? What next? What's going to be your next thing to do? Okay, you're going to help your family out. Okay, you're going to pay off all your debt. Student loans, houses for people, pay off the stuff, give them the best care, best treatment. All of that. You're still sitting on another 40 M's. Then what? Or another 100 M's. Then what? What's the then what? Oh, I'm going to just live my life. Okay, cool. But then what? What's next? Right? I believe that a lot of us get stuck in that. Well, then what? So we don't have the excitement for it. Like, there's no excitement for the next level of life. It's just, we're just sitting there, just stuck, just stagnant, not growing, not doing anything. But like, we're just sitting in it. I think where we fail at is that we don't plan. We don't plan for anything. God had a plan in Genesis. He set a plan. He created the heavens and the earth. He had a plan. I'm gonna put man there to tend to the garden. And guess what? His plan failed. Adam failed God, and Eve both failed God. That was God's plan, for them to be in the garden, tend to the garden, stay there forever. But now, boom, plan was over. So even God had a plan, and it didn't work out. And then he has to come up with another plan. Imagine all of the people, when you really read the Bible, all of the people that God put in position, and a lot of them failed their position. God's plan didn't work. But he never failed, because he always had something greater coming in on the back end, because he's the creator. When you are a creator of something, you got to be chess, you can't be checkers. You got to be proactive, not reactive. So that goes back to my point. let us make man in our image and our likeness in Genesis chapter 1, right? So we need to think like God concerning our lives. You got a plan, right? Even if your plan failed, you still got another plan brewing. You got to think chestnut checkers, right? You got to be proactive instead of what? Reactive, as I just mentioned a second ago. Your proactive approach is thinking, okay, once I buy everything, then what? You got to already put your mind in the frame of you already having it. I think that's where a lot of us fail. You know why? Because we are a reactive generation, especially millennials like myself and you. If you are between the ages of 34 to like 44, you are a millennial. If you are 80s, if you born from like 85 to 95, you're a millennial. Let me tell you something. The most educated individuals got the most degrees but have the most debt. Got the most student loan debt. Got all the ideas, but don't make the most money at all. And we are a different generation because we are in the middle. We saw the 80s, parts of the 70s, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and now the 2020s. We've been through multiple different switches of the economy. We've seen it all. We know enough to be old school and new school and still be up to date all at the same time. We seen technology start and then boom, go. Like we saw it all happen. We saw Facebook be the Facebook then we saw Facebook go from it being only for college students to opening up to the public. We saw the MySpace era. We saw the Black Planet era. We saw when Instagram first started, when Snapchat first started, when Twitter first started. We saw all of that start. PayPal, we saw it all. We saw everything start. We saw when Tesla started, everything that people are excited about now. We saw brick phones, bag phones, the Ericsson phones, the y'all remember Singular Wireless, right? Sidetail, what was that other cellular wireless? What was the other cell phone company? Oh, Sprint, Boost Mobile, Nextels. Remember the Nextel phones, the Chirp, the T-Mobile sidekicks, the beepers, the two-way pagers. We saw all of that. Remember the actual typewriters from back in the day? And then from typewriters, we went to desktop computers. Remember AOL with the dial-up internet? Remember house phones? Then we got bougie and got cordless phones, and then they had the cordless phones with the headsets on them. Then we saw Bluetooth. Remember when Bluetooth came out and everybody had them earpieces that made did the different colors in the ears. Man, we saw and then all the different fashion trends, the baggy clothes, the belts with the name buckles and the buckles on the belts. Like, we saw all of it. We saw all of it. Everybody wanted to get bust down, watch Rolex. Remember when that was a big thing, when bling bling and all that came out in the early 2000s, and then it faded away. Now everybody going back to ice. Everybody wanted to have an iced out chain and grills. That we saw all of that start. Then we saw it fall off. Then we saw it come back again. You have to be a proactive individual in order to make it into this life, into this world. You got to be proactive. You cannot be reactive, because if you're proactive, you are going to have a plan for the then what. If you're reactive, you're not even going to think about the then what. You won't even think it's possible to even get to the okay, what now? What's next now? You won't even think that. It'll literally be an idea, and when ideas don't have actions, they're turned into anxiety. Literally, they will turn into anxiety. They turn to anxiety. And I hate that, because if I sit down and talk to a lot of you, y'all got inventions y'all got ideas that'll put Microsoft out of business. Y'all got ideas that would put Amazon and Google out of business. A lot of y'all had the same ideas as Amazon. You just felt like, well, I don't have the money, so there's no reason to do it. All the things that y'all didn't think was going to be a thing is now a thing now. It's not a thing. Even FaceTime. Y'all remember what was it called back in the day? Where they used to have the cameras. It was the it was a separate camera that you had to buy for your computer, because remember, computers didn't come with cameras, right? So you had to get the cameras. I forgot what they were called. They were called some type of camera. I can't remember the name of it. But what about pictures? Polaroids. Remember, you had to get the disposable cameras. Then you had to go and get them developed at Walgreens or Walmart or CVS. Then you would get the photos back. You didn't know how the photos looked. You couldn't retake pictures because you saw, oh, I don't like that. Do it again. Do it again. You can do filters and none of that. Like, what you took is what you took, and prayerfully, like it came out nice. If you had a picture with your mouth out or your eyes droopy or your eyes halfway closed, that's just what you got. There wasn't no, oh, let's retake it because I don't like the way this looks. Nah, none of that. Remember camcorders? Man, we saw all of that. And the people that made it through, who really succeeded in each era, they were proactive. And a lot of us were reactive. We were reactive. And that's the reason why our mindsets haven't shifted. A lot of you have some of the greatest ideas, but you are not reacting on them. You're not responding to them, you are reacting on them, excuse me. So you're moving in a very reactive way. What if you had the opportunity to change your life and do whatever you want? See, I certainly believe this. This may sound crazy, but I believe this. I believe that 90% of every person's problem is money. That's all it is. You don't have the money to do it. People say, oh, well, yeah, I'm able to buy what I want. You ain't had the money I'm talking about. I'm talking about to buy what you want, where you can buy it 4 or 5 times. You want a Lamborghini, you can buy 4 of them. You want a Rolls Royce, 4 of them. Like, seriously, because all money is relative, and it's not about the money aspect, but it is. Once you have it, everything about you gonna change. I ain't gonna never switch up. Yes, you will. You won't even eat the same food because you're going to be exposed to more stuff because you can afford it now. You're going to be able to get better vegetables, better fruit, better water, right? Even the stuff that you eat, you won't even eat out as much. You're going to want to cook. Why? Because you got the money, but guess what you have? You got time. You're not clocking in crazy hours anymore. You're not doing it anymore. You're not clocking in crazy hours. That's it. Imagine being able to wake up and you don't need an alarm clock. You just wake up whenever. Whenever breath comes in your body, you're like, okay, I woke up, I'm good. You do what you want. Like, once you get all of that out of the way, you're going to change. Your clothes are going to be different. You may shop in the same place, but you're going to be like, see, you only shop now because of the way that you shop right now. It's because you are shopping based upon what your job is telling you that you can buy. Everything that you have right now is because your job tells you that you can have it. Because if that's the case, you want an Escalade truck, you want a G-Wagon. How come you don't have it? Because your job tells you that you can't have it. Based on what they pay you, you can't afford a G-Wagon right now in the season because they tell you that you can't afford it. Right? The clothes you wear, your job determines that. The school, the education that your kids have, your job determines that. Everything, the type of car, everything that you have, it is because your job tells you that. A lot of people, the problem is we listen to people who have money and say, oh, well, money isn't everything. Okay, well, let's switch spots. Give me your 40 to 50 million. You take what I'm getting, and then we can see what's the difference. I'm not saying that I'm still not going to have the mentality of money is everything, but I'm going to do something so different with it to where I won't even make that statement. I'm going to tell you the truth. Yes, money is great to have because it's going to solve all of your stress and your issues. Don't let people say that, because the same people saying, oh, well, money and everything, you're not seeing them stress because they can't pay their mortgage, or because when they have issues like with their car, or when the house, like the ceiling fall or a pipe burst or something, you don't see them stressing. You don't see these people stressing over stuff. It look good on the outside. You see the 4 to 5 car garages, you know what I'm saying? You see him living in a gated community. You see all of that. But you do not see what it is that they're stressing out on the back end. No one does. But once you get to that level to where you have the money to do what you want to do, you're going to change, you're going to talk different, you're going to move different, all that. And on top of that, you're going to sleep better at night. Imagine all your bills paid up for the next 5 years. Paid up for 5 years in advance. You look online, you got a 5-year money credit for your light bill, your water bill, your gas bill, your cell phone bill. You won't have to worry about daycare because you're going to be at home with your kids all day if you're a single parent. Or if you're two household parent, doesn't even matter. Your kids going to be at home with you full time until they go to school. Matter of fact, you won't even have your kids in public school. You're going to have them in private school or home school. You won't have to worry about that. Everything's going to be paid up for 5 years in advance. Then what? Then what? When you're proactive, you plan for the then what. When you're reactive, you don't think about the then what. Because you live as if it's not even possible. That's the reason why I believe a lot of us don't grow past where we are. Because we don't think it's possible. We do not think it is possible at all to be in these next level, in these new levels. And then the spirit realm is there for us, but we don't tap in. We tap in illegally. We don't go through Christ to get there. We tap in illegally. And I think that's the reason why, again, God doesn't open doors for a lot of us, because we so caught up on, I don't have this and I don't have that. It's a, yo, I talk about Joseph a lot because I really, really love his story. I love Genesis 46 through 50. We don't really think, like, he didn't have it all. We think about him from chapter 48 to 50. We don't talk about from 46 to 48 on when he didn't have anything. He was a young kid, but he had to grow up in the system of Egypt, right? Which is the same system that the children of Israel was rescued from. He grew up, he was raised in it as a prisoner, though. As a prisoner, he was raised in the Egyptian laws. He was raised in that as a prisoner. He was locked up. He got out. He got locked up again. His gift of being prophetic saved him and gave him second command next to Pharaoh. And then he had everything after that. Everything. But let me tell you what he did. You talk about the then what? He had everything. He was in charge of everything. He's the second man next to Pharaoh. Look what happened. He literally rescued his family during the famine. During the famine, dried up land, no rain, and there's a famine for 7 years. And he was so well off. He took his entire family. I'm talking about the bloodline. Mom, brothers, cousins, everybody. Brought them all over. Gave him the greatest land in Egypt. Pharaoh said. Commanded him to do it. You don't give him nothing but the best. That's what is your plan for the then what? I don't think a lot of us are planning for that. We're so day by day and, I got to get up tomorrow and go to work. I got to do this. What about your future? What about your future? What about your plans? Like, God operates in plans. God needs you to give him a plan so he can work with it like that. Like he's a vivid planner when you read the word. But we don't plan. We don't have any plans, any goals, okay, cool. You have a vision board. Great. But what is your plan? How are you going to execute it? How are you going to get there? What's your time frame? What is your time frame? You have to put a time frame on it. That's the only way you're going to be able to use faith. Well, okay, cool. I'm going to put it out here for 60 days. Okay, between now and the 60 days, you work toward that goal within that plan, and you pray and believe, because now you got evidence of things not seen. You have to believe that by this date, it's done. Let's say hypothetically, you pray by November 6th, 2025, I'm gonna be promoted to this position. November 1st comes, November 2nd, November 3rd, November 4th. You're like, ooh, I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if this is possible to even get to this place. And when it happens, though, you're like, oh, wow, thank you, Lord. But you have to really understand that your faith needs to be used in that moment. Like, you have to show faith in that time. I'll give you a story of a guy. Guy had a position. He got wrongfully terminated, right? It's a guy, though. He got wrongfully terminated. Then he was literally out of work for like nearly a year, full year. Nobody would hire him. Nobody would hire him. And it's me, by the way. It's my story, my testimony. True story. I was with a company for 2 years. They wrongfully terminated me, right? It's a true story. I want y'all to really hear this. It's the second time I'm going to share my testimony this week. So if I cry, it's y'all fault. It's literally y'all fault. For all of you out there that have been, because I understand the job market. The job market is horrendous right now. It's not what people think it is. If you know the right people, if you got right resources, then okay, you good. But if you was like me and you didn't have a lot of resources, I'm gonna show you all what faith really looks like. I'm gonna show you what faith looks like. I'm trying to maintain my composure already. All right, here we go. I'm gonna roll my sleeves up for this. Okay, true story. I got receipts. I can send you receipts. I can't make this stuff up. This really happened. August 31st, 2022, the day after my birthday, I was wrongfully terminated with a company. That same company, 4 months later, got sold to another company. When I tell y'all God don't play about me, he don't play about me. Seriously. He don't play about me at all. He don't. Every company that has done me wrong, every person that has done me wrong, talked about me, said crazy stuff about me, I've never retaliated. I've never went online. I don't post stuff about people. I don't do that. When you see my page, all you see is live videos. You can go down. That's all you see. You'll see a post here and there, but it's just live videos. That's it. That's all you're going to see on my page. Even if you go to my Instagram, that's all you're going to see is clips. That's it. You'll see old photos of me from way back in the day, but I'm not up here posting stuff. I don't do that. Everybody that's ever came at me sideways, talking about me crazy, God's comeback on my behalf is on another level. And I'm not bragging anything, but I'm telling you this because I've seen it happen. So I warn people. I say, listen, me and God got a great relationship. I'm letting you know. So if you want to do this stuff, cool. All good. But the company got sold for $5 billion. Literally, like 4 months after they wrongfully terminated me. And you know it was a wrongful termination. You know why? Because I was there working with them for a year. Because I was on there as a contract at first, and in 6 months they hired me full time. That's how good of work I've done. Some great work with that company on the project I was working on, the campaign. And so they hired me on full time. I was there for a year, and then they terminated me right after, right? Wrongfully terminated. You know it was wrong because they gave me a severance package. I was only working there for a year. You already gave me a severance package. Go figure. It was one paycheck. So, but hey, it was something. I was able to get unemployment. Right? I was getting $2,000 a month for unemployment. I was making that every 2 weeks after tax. I was making $2,000 plus every 2 weeks after taxes. So for 10 months. I applied for over 1,100 jobs. I created 6 to 8 different resumes for different industries. Nobody hired me. I've had people come in on interviews on Zoom, and when they saw me, they turned their camera off. I've had people cancel interviews the minute before the interview started. I'm on camera waiting. I got a full suit on. Like when I put suits on, I go all out. Like I got pocket square. I do it big when I wear suits. I just love wearing suits when I do wear them. And I've had people do interviews with me, no respect. Didn't even turn the cameras on, nothing. Right? Out of 1,100 jobs, I have a total of 5 interviews at the time. I even had an interview where I applied for the position. They scheduled me for an interview, and when I got on the interview, they told me that the position wasn't even available anymore. And they still interviewed me, knowing they didn't have anything available. Knowing they didn't have anything available. I was like, bruh, you can't make this stuff up. You can't make this stuff up. So 10 months later, I'm on LinkedIn and I'm looking at different companies, and this company kept popping up on my feed. So I know, just like everyone else, I'm gonna go apply, go on the website, go to the career page, apply. I'm different. My faith is different. I reach out directly to the CEO, directly to her. I reached out, I sent a message. She didn't respond. I sent another message. And then right after that, she responded. And she was like, send me your resume or send it to this person. Okay, cool. Sent it, and then responded. May 25th of 2023. Was it May 25th? Yeah, May 25th, 2023. They sent me a denial letter saying, based on your resume, you don't have the credentials, woo-woo, right? A week later, I followed up with, hey, I just want to check and see, did y'all get a chance to look at my resume or whatever? Because I'm like, I sent you my resume, and y'all turn around and y'all denied my application, and you told me, the CEO directly told me to send me her resume. I reached out. She said, reach out to this recruiter, and we're going to schedule a call with you, an interview with you. Cool. He called me. I missed this call. Because my phone died. The moment I turned my phone on, I had like 3 notifications. I had 3 missed calls and a voicemail. I still got the voicemail saved in my phone until this day. He called me, left me a voicemail. I was like, oh my freaking God, how did I miss this? I called him back 3 times. He didn't even answer. He was under the weather. The next day, I emailed him. I said, hey, I apologize, my phone dead. Please call me back, etc. The next day, he called me back. I answered. He called me back at like 10:05 a.m. I was up waiting. I kept my phone. I just kept refreshing. Like, man, I don't know if he's gonna call. He called back at 10:05 a.m. I called, answered. He asked me a couple questions. He scheduled me for the second interview. When I got on that second interview, the second interview was a week later. It was on a Thursday. Second interview came, the CEO, she was on there herself. I was shocked. I was like, because he told me, okay, you're going to be meeting with the CFO, and you're going to be meeting with another, with a proposal manager. You're going to be interviewing with those 2. CEO said, no, I'm interviewing him myself. I was like, imagine you getting on the interview, and the CEO of a company is interviewing you. I jumped on camera. We had a conversation. She said, okay, walk me through your resume. Walked it through. Bam, 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 bam. Now, mind you, I got 8 resumes, probably. So I had the right one. I studied from Thursday to Thursday every day for at least an hour, 2 hours. I practiced over and over. I went on YouTube. I looked at different interview questions. What interview questions do CEOs ask, or this company asks based on the industry that they were in? I was new to the industry. This was government contracting and cybersecurity. This was my first time in the industry. Never been in this industry before a day in my life. I'm more so sales, marketing, project management, a little bit of that. Property management, because I did work in property management. That's my field. Call center contact work, cool. change management, cool. But this, different level, never touched it, no experience whatsoever. I studied. I went on the website. I researched the company. I researched her, see what she like. She was real big, super successful. I'm like, dang, like I really got to be on point for this interview. So I spent a whole week, 7 days straight, and I studied. I grind every day. I was up 1, 2 in the morning typing. I created a sticky note on my laptop, and I was getting all these interview questions, and I was like, okay. And not only that, I typed up responses, and I was rehearsing them, and I was timing. 1 minute response. Okay, cool. If my response is longer than a minute, I gotta trim it down. I didn't use AI. I didn't use ChatGPT. I typed everything up manually. Interview came. We was on the interview for like 10 minutes. She said, and I quote, "You know your resume don't reflect the position, right?" I said, "Yeah, I know." She said, "Okay." She said, "Well, listen, I take care of my people. So I'm going to give you a shot. You got 90 days to show me what you can do. If you don't show me what you can do in 90 days, you done this. I'm cutting you." I said, "Fair enough." And she said, "Okay, where are you located?" I told her where I was located. I said, "I'm in Houston, Texas." She said, "Okay, I know the price of living is higher there." I said, "Yes, high." She said, "Okay, you tell me how much you want for this position." I said, "Well, I gave her the range," and I said, "Well, can you meet me there?" She said, "Absolutely, I'll meet you there." I was like, "Okay, cool." That was a Thursday. I got hired on the spot, right? And that Saturday, I got my offer letter and I signed it. 1,100 jobs applied. 50 to 100 applications a day. ZipRecruiter, LinkedIn, Monster.com, Indeed, JobWell, USA Clearance Jobs, any website you can think of. I promise you, I got a profile. I got so many Workday profiles for different. Listen, I would see a job on LinkedIn, right? I would apply for it through LinkedIn. I will go on the website and look at if they had any other positions. I will filter that. I was up all night, 2, 3 in the morning, just applying. I was applying like 5 to 10 positions per company, and I had a lot of denial letters. I have so many denial emails. I didn't lost count. I've had companies now that reply to me, "Oh, sorry, we decided to go with someone else." I'm like, "Yo, I applied for y'all like a year ago. You just now responding? Crazy work." But 1,100 jobs, and it took me to step, like, really just be in faith and reach out to a CEO directly, and she responded, and I was able to start with the company. Then I worked with the company from from June of 2024, until February of 2025. I got laid off. When Trump came in office, he shut down all the government contracts. Y'all know this. If you don't know, you can look at the news. It was a huge layoff. I got hit, right? I went to go do unemployment. You know what they told me? You didn't make enough money to receive unemployment in the state of Texas. So I wasn't even able to get unemployment. Mind you, they approved my unemployment. The company's like, "Yeah, we'll pay for unemployment. We'll have an issue with that. But we have to slim the company down because we don't have any contracts. So we can't pay people. We're not bringing in money." And I was like, "I understand. It's not nobody's fault." And I was the last to leave, so the last in, so the first to leave. So I was like, dang. So now I'm back on the job market again. This was just this year in February. This is 7 months ago? Show you how God works. So crazy. I'm up. I was frustrated. I was like, okay, God, I don't have no unemployment. I can't get anything. I appealed unemployment. I appealed it 2-3 times. It was like, you don't make enough. I was like, I bet. Cool. Went online again, strolling on LinkedIn, typing, looking for jobs again. At this point, I've mastered on how to apply to companies because I've done 1,100 in the past in 10 months. I said, if I could do 1,100 in 10 months, I probably can do 1,100 in like 5 months because I know what to do now. I bet, let me go. So I start going in 100 plus jobs, they just applying everywhere. I didn't care. I didn't care where I applied. I just needed something. So I applied. Nobody responded. I didn't have any interviews at all this time. Last time I had like about 5 to 7 interviews. This time I had one interview and that was it, just one. I can't remember the company, to be honest, now that I think about it. It was only one interview. But I got to like about 400 jobs I applied for at the time. And come May, I reached out to the CEO. No, it was April. I'm sorry, it was April. It was, early April. Went on LinkedIn, reached out directly to the CEO. Hey, introduced myself. I went on your website. I didn't see it. They didn't even have any positions on the website, y'all. None. The career tab was gone because the company is small, makes a lot of money, very lucrative, but it's a small company. And most companies who are like that, they don't let people in. I'm gonna just show y'all the favor of God. Like, this is not me. This is all God. I give God the credit, the honor, and the glory. Like, y'all gotta really hear this. This is a true story. I go and I see the company on LinkedIn. The company just fell in my feed. I started doing research. I reached out to the CEO, sent my resume. I was like, hey, I went on your website. I didn't see anything, but here's my resume. I believe I'll be a great asset to your company. I want to know if there's any way you can take some time out of your busy schedule and look at it and see if I'd be a good fit. If so, please let me know. I'm available for an interview 7 days a week. You tell me what time you're free and I can do it. That was my exact message. I reached out. She didn't respond for a whole week. Now, mind you, most companies who have a LinkedIn, they have a team that handles this stuff. So they never handle. I don't care who you see on LinkedIn. I don't care how great their profile is. It is not them 8 out of 10 times. I'm not saying they don't check it, but they have a team that does everything for them because they don't have to do it, right? They're too busy doing other things. So I reached out, they responded. A week later, I followed up. She said, hey, this is so-and-so. Thank you so much for reaching out to me. I'm extremely busy. I want you to email my chief of staff, and I want you to tell her to schedule you for a meeting with me in mid-April. And she'll send you my schedule and then schedule it from there. I was like, oh, snap. Bam. Thank you so much. I'll do it. Sent the email. Boom, send it. An hour later, the chief of staff responded to me. Hi, Benjamin. This is her schedule. Pick the date and the time. May 15th, 1 p.m. I said May 15th, click the boom. Okay, set it up. She said, make sure you send your resume. I sent my resume to the chief of staff. And I was like, oh, shoot. Now, mind you, this is different. This is April like the 5th or 6th. It's not until May 15th. So I got like about a good month. Guess what I did? Praying, fasting, faith, study. Research the company, research what they were doing, trying to figure out everything. How I can be a good asset. Because I know I have the skill set to do anything. But I want to know and really let people know that, no, I could really do this. You got to just give me a shot and I can show you. If I could jump into a different industry, government contracting, and then in 6 months, automatically be considered for a promotion already in 6 months, and the only reason why I didn't get it because your boy came in office and just shut everything down, but they was already considering me, bumping me up after like within 6 months of being there, because I came in like when I started with the previous company I got laid off from, y'all, I wasn't just doing my position. I was doing payroll. I was approving time off. I was doing all kind of stuff. Like I was working directly with the CFO, and then working with the HR manager. So I was approving timesheets. I was approving people time. I was doing payroll. Like I really started working and doing a lot of different things within the company because I'm a fast learner. I can pick up on stuff very quick. You show me how to do it, I'll get it out, I'll run with it quick. So I start studying. I start really digesting everything. I start going in. I'm like, all right, God, I need to learn this and this. So I'm up here just doing it, just studying and studying and studying. And I remember God saying, no matter how much you study, no matter how much you try to prepare for it, when I make a decision, it's done. You can't speed me up and you can't slow me down. And when I heard that, it brought me an element of peace, because like everyone else, it's like faith without works is dead. You gotta work, and it's like that's not really the true fathom of the scriptures. Like you really gotta understand that the work is really you. You are the work. It's not the physical, tangible work. It's you that needs to work. Like you. So when I went on that fast, it changed things for me. Yo, I was up at 1, 2 in the morning, walking back and forth like Joshua on the walls of Jericho, just walking back and forth from my spot, man, praying 7+ times, walking, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I was declaring Psalms 23, Psalms 34, Psalms 103, and Psalms 112 over my life every single day. I got so deep, y'all. I saw a portal of heaven open up in my crib. Like, it was the most beautiful blue. I still till this day can't describe the type of blue that I saw. It was and it opened up and I saw it. It was so beautiful. I was like, yo, I just stared at it. And tears just came rushing down my face. And after that, boom, it floated away and disappeared. And I was like, wow. I just kept going, kept studying, kept praising God. And I was praising God in advance. I had faith that it was done. I kept praising God in advance. I wasn't on I wasn't on no pride. I wasn't on no ego. None of that. Like, I was real humble because I just knew God was going to do it. I said, God, like, I believe, like you're going to do it. Like, I believe. Well, fast forward, May 15th gets here. Suited on, suit up, all of that. Came on, interviewed me. She asked me questions. She said, walk me through your resume. Walk through the resume. Went through. And she said this, and I quote, she said, I had a busy day, but she said, I really was impressed by you. And I said, you were? She said, yes, I really was impressed. So, well, thank you so much. I appreciate that, because it's not easy. She said, well, you really made it seem like you knew what you were talking about. And I said, well, I believe I do. And she said, yeah, I can tell. She said, I can see the faith that you have. And she said, I've been in business for 45 years. 45 years. I've been in business for 45 years. I'm on my own company for 45 years. She said, out of all the years I've been in business, not one person has ever come up to me and asked me if they can work for me. Not one. Not one person has ever approached me like the way you did. Not one. Not one person has ever come to me, gave me a resume and said, here's my resume. I want to work with you, but let me know based on my resume if I could be a good asset to you. She said not one person has never approached me. She said, I was so impressed. I blocked out time. I blocked out a whole hour to sit there and talk to you, because I said, I got to meet this guy. I don't know who this guy is, but I got to meet him. She cleared out her whole schedule for a whole hour just to meet me. She didn't take a lunch. She didn't do nothing. She had a whole event schedule. She purposely scheduled out a whole hour to meet me, and so she could be late to her own event. that she had planned for a whole hour. And she sat there and she wanted me to tell her about myself. She wanted me to tell her about me. And I told her everything. I went through my resume. I went through my experiences. I went through my strengths. I even talked about my weaknesses. I was extremely vulnerable about everything. I said, when it comes to business, a lot of times, I'm an overthinker because I'm very intuitive and I'm very analytic, but I'm very straight to the point when it comes to business. So sometimes that can be my Achilles heel, but it's also, I noticed that it helped me because I was very careful on decisions that I made. Also, one of my weaknesses is learning how to say no, because I wanted to be such a big asset to every company so I wouldn't get fired so easily. Because you know how people, backbite their jobs. You try to work hard, and then people think, oh yeah, he or she working hard, so they think they're better, and this, that, and the third. And then people don't like to see you get praise and applause, so they hate on you. I say I made sure that I never said no. I never want to put myself in an opportunity to where if an opportunity presented itself, I never want to be like, no, I don't know, I don't have the capacity. I'm like, no, I'll do it. Even if I didn't know, I made sure I put myself in a situation where at least I got the opportunity to learn it. Even if I fail, I don't care. As long as I can learn this stuff, I'll be all right. And so I was vulnerable about everything. I told her that. And she said, I was very impressed with that. So after we talked, and she said, 40 years, I was like, are you kidding me? She said, in 45 years, no one has never come to me and say, can I work with you? Like, are you hiring? Like, do you have any position? She said, no one has never come to me. She said, I'm around some of the most top leaders in the world, and you'd be surprised. I said, I'm not shocked at all, really not. And so after that, she said, okay, I want to go ahead and I'm going to schedule a meeting with you. I'm going to schedule another interview with you with my chief of staff. That was the first interview. I interviewed with the CEO. The second interview, I had to interview with the chief of staff. I was like, oh Lord, have mercy. Same person that scheduled the first interview, I had to do an interview with them. I say, oh, hey Benjamin, here's the times I have available. Pick one. Picked it. It was 3 days later. I interviewed, came on. They broke down everything, what they were doing, the company's mission, the values, the vision, the goals, where they were heading, the projections, all of it. This interview was an hour and 30 minutes, by the way. And I'm sitting there like just soaking it in. I'm typing on my computer. I couldn't take enough notes fast enough because I was just so amazed. Like, I wasn't amazed at the interview. I was just so amazed on how God gave me an opportunity to even have this moment. I said, Lord, even if it doesn't work, thank you. Like my whole thing changed. See, when you don't have stuff, it's easy to be in survival mode. It's easy to feel like, oh man, I don't want to mess this up, so I'm gonna do this. That's why you're so nervous about everything, because you want to do it right. But man, just enjoy the process. Just enjoy the moment, because a lot of people just want the opportunity to do it. They don't even want the actual results. They just want the opportunity, and whatever comes. And so I was like that. My whole mind shifted, man. All of that praying I was doing, and just speaking faith, and writing, journaling every day, and reading every day, and reading, and going into this mind state of visualization. Like I was looking and seeing myself having it. And I was speaking in faith. I was talking to God every day, like, Lord, you're going to do it. I know you're going to do it. Like, I was in the gym and I was working out, and I remember I had tears coming out of my eyes because I was so happy. I was so faithful. I was like, man, this is going to work. I know it's going to work. I know it's going to work. I don't know how it's going to work, but it got to work. Like, and then I remember Habakkuk 2:2, verse 3, when it says the vision, it says it cannot lie. Like, it can't lie. So if God say He's gonna do something, He's gonna do it. It can't lie. So okay, cool. Interview came, second round interview came. She went through everything, right? She even went through my resume. She hit me with like 10 questions. So tell me about this. Tell me about this. Tell me about that. She going. I mean, she broke my whole resume down. And I was just going and spitting. And one of the things I prayed, I said, Holy Spirit, before this camera turned on, I need you to be my voice right now, because I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't want to mess it up. I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to talk less. I want you to speak for me. And I still till this day can't remember what I said on it. I still can't remember because it was flowing so much. The conversation went so smooth. I couldn't even do it. So they went through it all. The position that I currently have till this day never existed. They created a position for me, y'all. They created a position for me. They took my resume, took all of my experience, put it in the system, and the system, based on my resume, spit it out of position. And whatever that position was, they gave me. They created a position for me. I can't make this stuff up, man. I can't make this stuff up. I can't make this stuff up, man. The position never existed. It never existed. They created a position for me. And it was like, okay, this is the position that we think you're going to do. These are all of your responsibilities of the position. And this is where we need you to come in and play. I said, I'm ready. When can I start? It's like, okay, you can start on this day, and then we're gonna go from there. But what we're gonna do is, we want you to send us your references and all of that, right? This is why you never burn bridges when you leave places. The company that laid me off, the CEO, the CFO, and the HR manager was all my references. I gave them the information. When I tell y'all the things, and another lady to my spiritual mother, who was a stakeholder for the SBA, by the way. When I say they gave me the biggest recommendations, y'all, it was mind blowing. And the CEO, about a week later, reached out to the chief of staff, and chief of staff called me on my cell. I was in the gym. No, I was about to go to the gym. I was gym attire dressed. I had my phone on the charger. I went. I saw 2 missed calls. I was like, I saw the name. I was like, oh shoot, call back. I said, hello. She's like, yeah. Hey Benjamin, and so and so. I was like, hey, what's going on? She said, yeah. She said that she had some time today. She would like to meet with you, like right now. I was like, she said, when are you free? I said, I'm free right now. And while she was on the phone with me, she was on the phone with her on speakerphone on another phone. I can hear her voice. She was like, yeah, if he can jump on right now, it'll be fine. She said, okay, I'm gonna send you the link to Teams. Man, I ran to the room. I took everything off. I took all my gym stuff off. I went, put a suit on straight and all that. I even sprayed cologne on. I was like, man, I'm gonna be pretty. Got on camera. I got on. She bust out laughing. She said, did you really just throw a suit on to come on here? And I said, yeah. I did. I'm so programmed. My bad. I was like, I was on my way to the gym. She said, you could have stayed in the gym. I was like, nah. This is important. So I went ahead and threw the suit on. I didn't even have a tie on. I just made it look good. I had a shirt already pressed from the cleaners. I just put it on and everything. And we met. We talked. Got hired right there on the spot. A 10-minute call. And when I got off the call, I cried so hard. The first term fire was 10 months. This only took 3 months. 90 days exactly. 90 days. Yep, 90 days. 90 days to be exact. It was literally 90 days to be exact. 3 months. It was some of the most growing, hurtful, challenging, 90 days I've ever experienced. I'm not even gonna lie. But the company created a position for me that didn't even exist. Didn't even exist. And welcomed me in with open arms. Put me in charge of a system like never before. Flew me out to a different state to do conferences now. I can't even just thank God enough, man. Like, because y'all don't know, like, in those times, man, there was a lot going on for me. And I'm saying this for all of you that are out there right now, looking for a job, or no matter what you're going through. It don't have to be a job, but let's just say it's the case. Your faith is everything. You hear people say this, right? God will turn around and He'll create something for you to do. Man, I thought that was cap. Like, man, God ain't creating nothing for nobody. What you talking about? Like, okay, I hear you. I heard this years ago. Many pastors have said that before, right? When I saw it happen, it was kind of like an unexpected check in the mail. I was like, ain't no way this is real. I was like, I had to pinch myself, like, no, this is not real. Like, I don't know if this is really going to be it. I got the offer letter. I was like, okay, getting a little real. So, like, you got until the end of the week to sign it. It was quick. I was like, I'm like SpongeBob 3 hours later. Sign. Send it back. Send us your address. We're gonna send you equipment. Got a laptop and a 24-inch monitor. Cool. IT guy reached out to me. Hey, take a picture of your serial number. Send it to me so we can track it. Cool. Send it. Here's your logins. Make sure your logins work. Cool. Okay. Friday come. Hop on. Brand new guy, talking to everybody remotely on Teams. Like, hey, like, this is my family now. This is who I work with now. But it's just crazy because to see how God really and truly did it. You can do it for me. I'm the one special. You can do it for you. And this is only the beginning. Like, there's so much greatness happening down the pipeline right now, man. I wish y'all knew. But you're not supposed to know. But either way, I just want to just put this out there, man, to give people hope, man. To know that you just got to stay down long enough for God to do it. Remember, I went 10 months before, 1,100 jobs. Don't say I don't know, because I know. Now, 90 days, get hired on the spot. People create a position for you. Man, look here. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. And I just want to just tell you guys, man, just have faith. Trust in the Lord with all of your heart and lean not onto your own understanding. That is a very real scripture, yo. It is very real, man. And your own understanding is you overthinking it, you with this self-doubt, you not believing that God's going to do what He say He's going to do. All of that is your own understanding. All of that is your own understanding. You have to literally think different. And Skyrim, you're going to find something better. The better you are with what you're looking for is going to be based on the faith that you have. That's it. It's no secret sauce. It's no nothing. Bro, I had 8 resumes. And none of those resumes that I created worked. It was because when push came to shove, it wasn't about my resume. It was about God's favor. Nothing on that resume got me in the door. It was God's favor that got me in that door. My experience, none of that. The experience helps, but it didn't That wasn't the deciding factor. It wasn't nothing tangible. It was all spirits for that happened. It was nothing tangible. Nothing tangible at all. Nothing tangible. It's you as a person that people hire. They don't hire your experience. They hire you. You are the deciding factor. Anybody can put stuff on the paper. I'm a former CEO. I had 2 businesses. Well, 3 in my entire life. Resumes mean absolutely nothing. Because people can lie on resumes. Now in this age of AI, man, most resumes are lies anyway. Because people just put it in ChatGPT and OpenAI and they create it for them. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with you. Still got to do that interview. You still got to be the face. And you got to represent Jesus when you're on the interview. Let Holy Spirit speak through you. That's all you need. And one of the things I've done, just from my personal experience, I took every moment to thank God in advance. Trust me, it was trying. The trying part was me not being the way I was with my mindset and with my thoughts. And I was praying that I don't talk myself out of what God already had for me. But I just believed, man. I kept believing. Even down to everything, like the salary you want, write all of that stuff down. Write it all down in faith. Write the vision, make it plain on tablets. That's a physical thing you can do. Write it down. Get you a pen and a pad. Don't type it in your notes. Get you a pen and a tablet. Get you a 98-cent tablet from Dollar Tree or from Family Dollar, or you go to Walmart and get you one for the low. Whatever. Write it down. If you can afford a planner, get you a planner. It doesn't matter, but write it down. Be intentional. Write that thing down, man, and look at it every single day and read it in faith. Pray over it. Lay hands on it. You'll be surprised, man, of what God can do. Because when it's time for you to step up and have faith, you got to show them. It ain't about you got to do the work, man. Listen, there's people that work way less and make 50 times more. That's where I'm praying to be. I don't want to work as hard, but I want to make as much money as it's looking like I'm working as hard, and I'm not. Because it's people in the world that do that. Do you guys know it's billionaires out here in the world that only work 1 hour a day, if that. 1 hour a day, and they're making over $5 to $10 billion a year. 1 hour a day. That's it. Majority of their work is them living their lives, going to the gym, eating right, exercising, walking, getting 15,000 steps in a day. It's habits like that. That's their work. But when it comes to actual business, they're not doing for a whole hour. You know what that hour is? Conference calls. For conference calls, they got a 15-minute here. They got a hard stop at this time. Then they got another 15-minute call here. Then they got a 30-minute call here. These folks don't work hard. They sit behind the camera all day making decisions for everyone else on the lower levels that you don't see. That's how they make their money. They not up here stressing. They not up here doing it. But whatever goal you have, you got to let the Lord know that you want it. Write a plan, write a vision for it. The vision is a plan. Write the plan down. A man without vision shall perish. Write that mug down. Write it down. Pray over it. Speak it. And when you read it, what is your feeling? What is your attitude toward it? How do you feel about what the Lord is gonna do for you? If you're like, man, I'm just reading. No, like, okay. So that's how you're gonna feel about when God give you something? Really? That's what changed for me. I was like, I need to just change how I feel about it. Okay, well let me do that. So when I did it, I was happy. When I was in a bad mood and I looked at the goal, I was like, oh man, like a smile. It made me feel better. Because the enemy don't care. He don't care about you. And he play rugged and raw. He'll use anybody against you to attack you. And it's typically the closest people to you that you thought had your back. Those be the ones that will attack you. And that's okay. Because the enemy will use anybody that's available, no matter who it is. He'll use your spouse, he'll use your children, he'll use your pets, he'll use your best friend, your mama, your daddy, anybody that's available. He will use them to get to you. I didn't let it stop me. I still believe. So write your vision. Make it plain. Write down the salary you want. Write it down. Man, God will give it to you to the T. Trust me. Anything you ask for, He'll give it to you. That's what the scripture says, right? Anything you can ask of or think of, right? He'll give it to you. Pray. Pray, man, and you'll be surprised of what the Lord will do for you. You'll be surprised, man. I'm a living testament. I'm a living witness to it all. I've seen it happen. It's more things that happen I share on a later date. I'm just like blown away. Like, wow, God, you can't make this stuff up. I'm so excited, but it's just, man, I'm just grateful, man. For real, I'm grateful. So I hope this testimony helped you all. I hope it did. Hopefully my life story can encourage a lot of you of what you've been through and things like that. Because I know it's hard out here. Look, I'm not no unicorn. I know. I'm not far removed from anything. I know what goes on out here in the world. I know how the enemy moves. I know how thoughts can get. I know how struggle is. I know what struggle meals look like. I know what it's like to really speak things and have faith and be encouraged, and then one moment you just don't have it. I know what it's like to have a whole lot of energy and the next moment you feel drained. I know that. I know how I feel. I know how I feel to where you don't want to go around certain people because you want that person or them individuals to see you at another level in life, because you don't want them to. The reason why you don't go to your class reunions and all that, because you want to pull up different. You want to be a different person. You ain't trying to stunt or try to flex on them, but you just want to be at another level in life to where you can be like, yeah, like I'm here. I've been there, thought that already. Trust me, I get it. I know. So that's why I can relate, because I understand it. I understand it more than you can ever imagine, because I've been there so many times. So stay in the fight. Stay in it. It won't take as long as you think. It'll take as long as your faith allows it to take. That's what it was for me. God said, you can't speed me up and you can't slow me down. So it'll take as long as your faith allows it to take. If your faith says 90 days, that's what you're going to get. 90 days. But just know, if you're like, Lord, I want it now, I want it now, you're going to have to change now. God's going to pull on you harder. Everybody want it now. Tell God, like, all right, bet. If you want it, I'll give it to you. You don't know what a house look like to God? Go on Google Maps and just pick a city. And you see the vision of how it looks on Google Maps, on how you see the roofs. That's how the world looks to God. We look like ants to Him, because He's seeing things from above. We seeing things from below, so it looks huge to us. But to Him, that's puny stuff. That's little stuff to Him. So you saying, God, I want it here at this time. God has to move things around for you in the spirit realm and shift for you to get and caught up to it. That means that you cannot be the same person. That means the way that you talk, the way that you move, the way that you act, the sin you use and all that stuff. I'm not saying you got to be perfect, but I am saying you're going to have to add some perfection to your life. Your prayers going to have to change. Your faith going to have to change. The way you fast going to have to change. The people you talk to, you ain't going to be able to talk to them for real. The stuff you into, whether it be drugs, pornography, sex, masturbation, whatever it is, God goes, nope, cut it off. You're going to have to go cold turkey on stuff because you want it fast, and anything that's stopping you from getting it in the spirit realm, God's like, if I got to catch you up, you got to leave this stuff behind in order for you to get there. It's no way I can speed you up, but the enemy still has a way to latch on to you, because he's going to be constantly pulling you back. So you gotta literally be ready for it. He'll give it to you, but you gotta be ready for it, because he gonna move. And guess what? When he start moving you, the enemy gonna hit you too. I'm just letting you know. I'm just warning you now. It could be sickness, it could be car issues, it could be financial issues, your lights may get cut off, your water may get turned off, you may get an eviction notice. All these things will hit. I promise you. But there's nothing to be scared of. I lived it. Trust me. I'm telling you what I've recently just been through. Recently. This was this year. So I promise you it's going to be tough. I know it's going to be hard. I just want to encourage you to keep going. He's going to speed you up. He's going to accelerate you like crazy. And when he accelerates you, But guess what? Once he accelerates you, now it's your turn to tell the next person on what happened with you. It's your turn to share wisdom and share testimonies with them so that their faith can increase. That's what it is. So like, just be ready. This is for everyone out there in the world. Just be ready. And I'm gonna say that, okay, thank you, Holy Spirit, for this last thing I'm gonna leave you. Make your house an altar for heaven, an altar for the Lord. When people walk past where you live, I don't care if you live in an apartment, if they walk past your unit, they should feel the presence of God. It should be a praying house. Make your spot an altar. It could be your prayer closet, it could be your bathroom, it could be your living room, it could be your kitchen. Wherever God leads you, do that. And watch what will happen. Man, I didn't think it was possible. I'm just being honest. But when I saw that changed my whole perspective on faith. I'm like, man, I've seen it happen. You can't tell me nothing that God can't do. You can't tell me. Now, there are some things in reason, obviously, especially when it comes to dealing with people. That's different. But I'm talking about things concerning you, though. And trust me, God will give you, and here's the last thing my big sister told me years ago. She told me this in like 2017. Yeah. You will always get the counterfeit before you get the real thing. Always. You will always get the counterfeit before you get the real thing. No matter if it's people, if it's a job, if it's a position, you'll always get a counterfeit. You'll always get it and it looks exactly the same. It feels right, it looks right, but there's still some uneasiness. Like, I don't know. And here comes the good thing. Right after that. And before you know it, you're like, wow, like, this is what it is. So yeah, like, and also, watch how you talk. Don't ever say you don't have it. Ever. It's not that I don't have it, it's just not there yet. Don't say I don't, well, I don't have it. Don't say you don't have it. Don't ever speak that, because life and death lies in the power of the tongue. Don't ever say what you don't have or can't have. Well, I don't. Every time you say I don't, you're telling God he don't. That was the reality check for me. Because some people say, no, I mean, come on, man. You just got to be a realist. No, you're being negative. Anybody that tells me, I'm just a realist, you're the most negative individual ever. You will never be in the circles of people that make 50 times more than you. I'm saying this because I've had the pleasure to be in those circles, and they do not talk like this. The conversations are completely different. It'll completely blow your mind on how they talk. It'll completely blow your mind. It's never I don't. It's always spoken in the context of future, and it's done already. You would think this stuff is already happening. You would think that, like, I've been in some conversations. I'm like, wait, this happened already? Like, no. I was like, well, what? You know what? I'm not even gonna question it. I just know I'm listening on how to talk, and they just running and just talking. Just I'm like, wow, and I'm just there, just taking notes in my head. Okay, cool. So this is how you talk here. This is how you handle this. Okay, all right, great, perfect. Like, I got it now. But don't ever say what you don't have. Ever. Even if reality says, even if your bank account shows it, your words do not match what you're currently seeing, because it's never what it looks like up front. Ever. You see these people online, a lot of that stuff be rented, a lot of stuff be leased. They don't own it. They rent it for content, and then they got to give it back. It's people like, you can rent designer clothes. It's companies that'll let you do it, by the way. You can rent designer clothes for like an hour or a day or a week, and then you got to bring it back. You can rent designer stuff now. Seriously, you can rent cars. You know, you can rent cars. You can do tour and all that stuff, but you can rent designer stuff. You can rent mansions on Airbnb and then shoot content like it's yours. And some people live in Airbnbs, like they permanently live there. Like, that's what they do. They live in Airbnbs. Like, they book it for a whole month or for a whole year, and they live in an Airbnb. But they say it's theirs. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I've seen it all. I've seen it all. So, just to keep up with the look, the pressure of looking successful, you don't have to do that with God. You don't have to, because God's not impressed. Your success is not an impression of God. Your success is going to be It's going to be the result of you serving God. And so much so to where when you actually become successful, you won't even know it, because you're going to be so locked in on what the Lord have you doing, you won't even know you're successful. People going to have to come and tell you, like, you know you're here? You're like, no, but I got to jump on this call, though. I'm going to holler at you later. So, yeah, like, you're just not going to know. So, I hope this helped you all. I know I took a little bit of time, but I hope this really gave you some wisdom, some nuggets, I guess. But share this video. Subscribe to the channel as well. The giving information is in the description. You can do it with stars, you can do Cash App, Zelle, whatever you choose to do. And faith is scary, but it's necessary. It's evidence of things not seen, but it's necessary. Believe it. Like, I promise you, it's worth it. Don't speak that in the head. I just don't say it. Don't say it. Don't let your emotions trick you out of your spot. Don't let your emotions do it. Your emotions can make you fumble people. Your emotions can make you miss opportunities. Your emotions can trick you out of your spot. Your emotions can show God in that moment that you're not ready, and you genuinely are freaking ready, but your emotions like, nah, I'm not ready right now. Don't let your emotions trick you out of your spot, man. Don't do it. If you let your emotions trick you out of your spot, you're going to be living in a place of regret. And I don't want that for you. So speak faith, speak life into your situation daily. Don't worry about being a realist. There's nothing in Scripture that says you got to be a realist. It talks about faith. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. It's not even a close thing. It's impossible to please God without faith. So make sure you use faith. It's the ingredient. It is the antidote to overthinking. It's literally the vaccine for it. It's the vaccine for worry. It's the vaccine for doubt. It's the vaccine for fear. Faith. So use it. And use it well. And one thing about it, you got to take it every day. You got to take this. It's like medicine. It's not even medicine. It's like a routine to keep your body healthy, but your spiritual body healthy. It's called faith. Make sure you use it, and use it well. So do me a favor. As you go into Saturday and Sunday and you relax, even if you have to work tomorrow, do me this one favor. Take care, and God bless.